British special forces shot toddlers in their beds, carried out extrajudicial killings, and tried to cover it up. And that's according to the Afghanistan inquiry. And that information was released today. This inquiry started in 2023 after pressure on the UK government after a lot of this type of information came out. Despite the fact that we should have never have been in Afghanistan and all of this could have been prevented, more of it could have been prevented even when we were there, because one of the most senior officers who came forward, who has like an anonymized name, basically says that they reported lots of what they thought was like extrajudicial killings and war crimes and people doing bad things while they were there, and reported it in 2011. They said that they should have pushed more. They actually left the special forces, came back, and found out that basically everything that they reported didn't get looked into, and it was carrying on, including the shooting of those toddlers. They reported this in 2011, and the toddlers who got shot, who, by the way, they're still alive, but their parents were killed, that happened the year after, in 2012. There is evidence that this is like widespread. This is not just like a few little bad soldiers who have been like covered up. They think this is a widespread issue that has happened. It specifically says that the issue of extrajudicial killings was not confined to a small number of soldiers, but was potentially widespread and was apparently known to many within the UK SF, the Special Forces. And there's all this evidence of like a disproportionate amount of dead people to weapons that these people had, that captives were getting captured, and then suddenly they were like, oh, they found a gun somehow, and then we had to kill them, and then the evidence showed that basically they were killed at short range, that they were essentially executed. The very senior officer specifically said, I will be clear, we are talking about war crimes. We are talking about taking detainees and executing them with a pretense, the pretense being that they conducted violence against the forces. I'm being very blunt there, but that was what I felt at the time. They said that special forces soldiers deliberately sought to engage fighting age males on target regardless of whether they actually posed a threat. So basically they were just trying to find anybody who like looked and fitted the profile of a person who was probably an enemy and just killing them. Inquiry is not over. Some of this information is not new. Some of it was actually reported on actually quite a few years ago, but this is just officially now in the inquiry. Family members of victims are involved, and hopefully people will be brought to justice. And not just for the special forces soldiers who carried out these attacks, but for the people who covered it up too. They need to be brought to justice.